What's up, guys? This is Cody with F is for Fanatic. We are back, and boy, I tell you, watch the OU spring game. Not my cup of tea with the scoring system. I don't know. I don't know who started this scoring system deal. I don't like it. It gives you a false narrative. If you just look at the score, you don't think that OU has a defense this year, truthfully. But if you watch the game, boy, I tell you, much improved, OU. Much improved. That does not look like the 120 odd number defense in the nation. You guys got speed everywhere, it looks like. Now, we'll take this with a grain of salt with the offense. I think they scored 21 points. I stopped watching the fourth quarter when the third stringer got in there. There's no reason for me to watch it. I'm not that big of an OU fan. So, some takeaways. Defense. Boy, oh boy. You got speed everywhere. I like it. Defensive line, very aggressive. But it always seems that the offense is always a couple weeks behind the defense, even in the pros. We've said this with Florida. I will say this to my OU fans that were dogging on the Florida spring game. I'll say this. Not much better than Florida. Your Gabriel missed a couple passes. Wide receivers not great. Dropping. I saw 3 or 4 drops. Running backs okay. Once the O-line decided to create lanes for them, they look good. There's a junior running back they have. I forget his name. He looks good. The mobility of both Arnold and Gabriel look good. There was a play called dead. Arnold stomped one in from about 40 yards out. It should have been a touchdown. He apparently got touched. Even with the safety, with the angle that he was taking, I think Arnold was. I mean, he was in full sprint. I don't see the defense catching him. That should have been a touchdown. So realistically, it should have been like 14-14 if you split the offenses up. I didn't like the way that they did that with one team being all defense and one team being all offense. I don't like that. I don't know. Like I said, I don't like the shenanigans of students kicking field goals for points for the teams and stuff like that. I get it's a spring game, but at least keep to the rules of football, I guess, is what I'm saying. It felt a little Miami-ish with the fake made-up score. So, like I said, and it gives a false narrative. It looks like that you guys don't have a defense, and I think the defense is very much improved. Very much improved. I saw a lot of true freshmen making impacts in all the places that we say a true freshman can make impacts. Corner. They got a true freshman corner. He's good. He's going to be a stud. So, I just don't. I thought Gabriel looked a little rocky. Arnold had like 7 batted passes. So obviously he's going through an adjustment phase, even being the 5-star guy that he is. There's an adjustment phase. You're not playing against scrubs no more, bud. You're with elite athletes everywhere. And so it showed today. I thought that Arnold looked okay. Definitely not crowning him the starter. I thought Gabriel looked a little bit better, which he should, because he obviously played there and knows the system. Just with the batted passes, Arnold has some adjustment and the speed of the game. But he's good though. I see the little things that that makes him good. Um, the wheels on him, the decision making. He does read the defense. He does read the defense. And when he finds the guy that he wants to throw to, he's got the arm to get it there. I get all that. I see that. Wide receiver's not great today. Golly, not great. Probably the worst position group that you guys have right now is wide receiver. I don't know what was going on with that. Just not looking great. The timing of the routes weren't great. The catches minus the one blown play where the wide receiver's literally streaking down. Oh, it wasn't even a wide receiver. I think it was a tight end with a club on his hand. That was pretty cool. I mean, the guy caught the pass with a freaking club on his hand. Just not wide receivers didn't look great. Especially when you think of some of the OU wide receivers that they've had in the past. I think that's definitely a chink in the armor. Running backs look good. When the holes opened, offensive line struggled today. I saw in the comments where you guys are missing some offensive linemen. You guys got one of the best offensive line coaches in the nation. Spring. So would I say they're a bust? No, absolutely not. Would I say they're contending for a national championship? Nope. Would I say that they look like a team that could go win 10 games or 8 games right now? No. I don't know if there's that many teams in the nation right now in spring that look that great. Apparently LSU blew it out of the water, but I don't know. I might watch that next and give you guys a what I think on that. I kind of like these spring games, but not too removed from what I saw from Florida. I saw a lot of rolling out. I saw a lot of sacks. I saw a lot of muddy pockets. I saw a lot of errant throws by Gabriel. I saw less by Arnold, but he also had like the 5 or 6 or 7 passes that got knocked, swatted down like in a row. So definitely have to work on that. Obviously, the speed of the game is something that he's going to have to get adjusted to. But if I say that there's a chink in the armor, I think it is the wide receivers by far, not what you expect from a OU wide receiver core. Not great. I didn't think they looked like world beaters by no means. Dropped some balls, and not all their fault. There was a couple passes by Gabriel that were errant, high behind. I saw 2 passes high and behind the wide receiver. I saw a couple low passes by Gabriel. I saw one by Arnold. Just it's spring. It's spring ball, but I think OU fans are going to be happy with the defense. I'm telling you right now. Look like the Florida spring game. Truthfully, O-line struggling, running backs look good. I think our wide receiver core looked a little bit better, but the defensive line definitely stepped up. And there was a couple errant plays. It looked exactly like the Florida game minus the goofy scoring system. It wasn't any more entertaining. It was no more entertaining than the Florida game. At all. Not all. I will tell you, for a cold day down there in Oklahoma, the Oklahoma fans showed up and showed out. I will give them credit for that. There was quiet. Stadium looked not full, but pretty good. So I'll say that. Much improved defense. Offense is behind, obviously. They're always going to be behind in the spring game. If your offense is rolling in the spring game and the defense is not doing anything, you got a piss poor defense. I'm just going to say that now. There is no way with as many practices as they've had that the offense should roll the defense. It's just not, it shouldn't happen. So, just kind of my things. I think this team has a very favorable schedule. I'm not going to bang on them and beat on them, but, you know, for some of my Oklahoma buddies out there, Birdie Man, Ty, couple others, didn't look any better than the Florida game. Truthfully, your cornerbacks are a little bit more mobile than ours, but that's about it. That's about all I saw. But this is Cody with F is for Fanatics. We will talk at you later. Thank you for swinging by here for the OU film breakdown, and we'll see you later.